welcome back. I'm excited to share this project with you. So, I had some leftover resin from a project that I poured, and I was thinking, what can I do with this leftover resin? And I wanted to try something different. Now that I'm really big into the resin projects, it's hard not to look around and be like, can I put this in resin? Or can I pour resin on it? So I was digging through my craft room and I came across a container of glass decorative shards, glass pieces, I guess. And I thought that that might give a project really cool texture. So I decided, well, let me mix this in the resin that I have. And the resin was thick because it had sat for a little bit. So this was perfect for mixing. So I went ahead and put some handfuls in the cup and mixed it together. And then I kind of just put it in my coaster molds, in like a random pattern. Now I did want to separate my mold. I wanted it to have two sides because I want to pour two different colors. So that's why you can see that I kind of poured them in a pattern down the middle of the circles. So I let it sit overnight. And what I'm doing now is I'm coming back with my mica powder with my paintbrush, and I am working with a copper and a gold. So I put the copper on the outer edge. As you can see, there's quite a bit that's at the bottom of my mold. And then I'm working with the gold straight kind of down the middle of the glass pieces. And I figured this would just give the glass pieces some really cool color and texture because they were clear. And I was afraid that you wouldn't really be able to see them that well. So right here, I'm kind of just cleaning up my mess a little bit. You guys, I don't like messes. It's funny because working with resin is very messy. But what I get now is my black mica powder, and I put just a little bit along the other outer edge of the coaster, of the middle part. And I don't want to put a whole lot, and I really didn't want to get messy with the black because my plan was to pour some white on that side, and I didn't want the white to pick up that black mica powder and dye my white black. So I was just doing a little bit just to give it some kind of a different color, like a contrast, but I was being very, very careful to avoid getting it down the powder down in the bottom of my mold. And if you've worked with mica powder, that's really hard to do. Mica powder is messy. Just opening up the lid of mica powder gets everywhere. So I get me a little thing of alcohol here and some Q-tips, and I try to clean up the edge that I don't want the powder on the mold. And that's what I'm doing right now is just trying to be very careful and clean up any leftover powder that's on this side because that's where my white is going to go. And this method of using the Q-tip and some alcohol worked really well, actually. It cleaned up pretty nicely. I'm super excited to see how these turn out. So for the white, since I decided to put the white on this side, the white that I use is Let's Resin Ocean White. I have found that that seems to give you a really nice white that pops and doesn't leave a lot of streaks. So I mix up some white, and then that's what I'm going to pour over on the other side to contrast it a little bit. And that's what I'm doing right now is I'm mixing it up. And here we go. I'm about to pour. Oh, so I spray it with my alcohol first, and then I poured the white into the mold. Now, I didn't want to pour too much because I didn't want the white to go over the little glass pieces into the other side. I wanted it to stay exactly where it's at. And I didn't want to pour too high either with both colors. And you'll see what I do for the other side in just a second. But I'm going to put a white or a clear layer on top of this when it dries. So that's why I didn't want to fill my coasters up real high. So for the other side, as you can see, the mica powder is kind of just everywhere down in that mold. I wasn't worried about it because I decided to get out my chameleon mica powders. And I think I'm using a gold green chameleon color, and it kind of matches that copper look. So I wasn't too worried about cleaning up the mica powder on the other side. But that's what I poured on the right, was the chameleon color. And I think it looks pretty cool. We'll see how it looks once it dries. I decided to fill it up to there, spray some alcohol on it, and keep an eye on it, and then we'll check it tomorrow. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully this turns out good, you guys. Come back tomorrow to see the results.